Welcome to Drawing from Nature, Lesson 1. Today we will be drawing rocks to learn how to shade with pencil. I recommend having a range of drawing pencils. My preference is 2H to 4B for a project like this. I also recommend a kneaded eraser and a gum eraser. We're going to start by looking at the shapes of the rocks. All rocks are a little bit different. This one is round and smooth. I'm just going to create some lines, some light lines with the 2H pencil to create my shape. Now let's start to add the value. These are the lights and the darks. Look at your rock. Where is it light and where is it a little bit darker? You're going to build these up using the edge of your pencil and following the form of your rock or the shape of your rock. Really build up those darker areas where the object is turning away from the light source. Once again, I'm using a hatching technique or lines close together. The closer together they are, the more blended they will appear. And if you want to go even darker, you can add some cross hatching. By going the other direction, you're crisscrossing those lines. So you're going in two different directions, and that's going to create a darker value. Now let's add the cast shadow. The cast shadow is where the object is blocking the light. Every object that's sitting on the ground will have a cast shadow. At different times of the day, the cast shadow will change, but it follows the form of the object. It's also darkest where the object meets the ground. And then it might be subtle and fade out. To get darker values, I'm going to go to the 4B pencil and really bring out those darks. Creating a good range of lights to darks is what's going to make your object really look three-dimensional. Texture will make your rock look more like the rock that you're looking at. Every rock has a different texture. I'm working in smaller areas, maybe scumbling a little bit. It's almost like a little scribble, changing the direction, looking at the patterns of the rock and the textures of the rock. I'm also using my kneaded eraser to pull out some highlights and lighter areas in the rock. You can mush up that kneaded eraser and create a nice little point and really pull out some of those other areas. So if you went too dark somewhere, it's really an easy way to add those details. Continue to add those details as much as you want. It's up to you when you want to stop. Now I'm going to try a different type of rock. This rock is very angular. It has a lot of points and jagged edges. This can be a lot of fun. Once again, I'm starting with the shape and doing the best I can. I'm looking at the contour edge, the outside edge of the rock, and drawing all the little shapes that I see. Once I get it to the way I like it, I will start the shading. It's okay to make a mistake and to make corrections. I don't even erase. I don't like to erase until the end, and I use my eraser to clean up my drawing. If you erase while you're drawing, then we tend to take a long time to actually get something onto our paper. It's a rock, it's organic, it does not have to be perfect. Here I'm adding the value, so I'm looking at the different parts of lights and darks. This rock is really nice because I have 3 very distinct values. I have my lighter part on the left side, the darker part on the bottom, and a mid-tone on the top right. Once again, I'm following the form of the rock as I'm shading with close lines and hatching marks. Now it's time to add that cast shadow. Remember, the cast shadow will ground your object and make it look so it's not just floating in the air. I'm looking very closely at the cast shadow. This cast shadow has a few different values. You can see the light source is coming from a couple different directions. And when you're drawing inside, you might get that. When you're drawing outside, you might as well. So look very closely at the cast shadow. Also, because this is a black rock on white paper, my cast shadow is actually lighter than the rock. That's okay. Just because it's a cast shadow does not mean it needs to be the darkest part of your drawing. Once again, I'm going to look at the details of this rock. I'm bringing in the kneaded eraser to soften the edges of my shadow and to create details and textures in the rock's surface. I'll go back in with a pencil, a 2B or a 4B. At this stage, I like a soft pencil. And I'll create some more of those spots or those textures that I see in the rock. Thank you for watching Lesson 1 of Drawing from Nature, Drawing Rocks. This is a great way to practice and learn how to shade. I hope you have fun and enjoy this video.